Hey everybody, welcome to So Local Pasco Television, Episode 3. I am Greg Smithwick. I am your TV host with the perfect face for radio. So nice of you to join us today. I have some guests in the studio today. We've got some other things we're going to talk about later in the show. We're going to for the very first time, we took our show out into the wild. We recorded a short segment with Corey Cottrell, a local singer-songwriter. Corey sat down with us at Gill Dawg out on the water, and we talked about the upcoming Pasco Waterfest and his incredible journey from the Arctic of Canada to Florida. Somehow he survived, and he played a couple of nice songs for us. A song that he wrote for his lady, and we're really excited about Corey, and we'll be showing you his work a little later in the show. In the first half of the show, we're going to talk about an event that I've been talking about on the podcast a bit. We're going to talk to Jason Rhodes and Nikki Dermott, and Jason runs a studio, has a program called the Inspire Foundation that brings music therapy to autistic and special needs children and adults, if I'm not mistaken,
yes, that's right,
in our community, and that's a worthwhile cause. And I found out about it because they had a studio here in Port Richey and had some flooding problems, had to relocate, which was very expensive gear-wise, build-out-wise, and so they're having a grand reopening of a reopening of your new facility.
That's right.
A reopening of the new facility, and that'll be happening out in Land O'Lakes next weekend, and we're going to talk a bit more about that. Before we do, I want to set the table for some things that are happening here locally. I think Jason and Nikki are learning about me that I'm sort of a giant music nerd. And even though I'm not a musician, I am a person that is a big fan of sitting in a room with people making music. And so I found myself the perfect job, except for the TV part. So this is what we do. So this weekend, there's some great things going on. The aforementioned Corey Cottrell and his band BOM, B-O-M, no B at the end, are playing at the Overtime Sports Bar up in Hudson. And right after their show, another band called Freak, F-R-E-Q, see what I did there? It's Frequency. They did it. I didn't do it. It's a joke on Frequency, and they're freaks. But anyway, these freaks are going to be putting on the entire Wall album, start to finish, one set, no breaks, no real audience interaction. They're going to perform it as if they were performing it as an opera or a classical piece. They're going to do it as it was meant to be heard, the entire Wall album, one set. Super excited about that. I want to marry those guys. It's going to be such a great idea. Also, Wicked is performing tonight up at the Handlebar in Hudson, and I'll be taking my friend Lee Seltman out to see that. Oh, I blew his anonymity. He has an alias. Now the feds are going to be after him. But Lee recently had brain surgery, so I'm doing everything I can to get my friend Lee out back into the music community, playing music. He is not confident that he can do that yet, but I'm pretty sure if he gets around musicians enough, you know, he'll want to pitch in. So lots of fun things going on musically in our area this weekend. There's also, as I mentioned, the Bayou Business Association is putting on the Pasco Waterfest in Port Richey and New Port Richey. There's a poker run tonight where you collect a card at each of several bars, and then at the end of the night, you make a poker hand, maybe win a prize. That's going to go from Rum River to Whiskey River. We're a quaint Florida fishing village with a drinking problem, apparently, and that's happening tonight. There is a charity fishing tournament tomorrow. They're going to try and break a world record for the biggest raft up in history. They're going to every boat they can find, they're all going to raft up in Miller's Bayou, and the record is 1,610. So they're trying to get 1,600 boats in Miller's Bayou on the river down here, which will be worth watching even if they don't break the record. It'll be like that scene from Jaws where all the people are trying to get out of the harbor to go catch the shark. You know, you're all going to die out there. It's going to be nonsense. Probably. The water's very shallow in Miller's Bayou, so I don't think anybody's going to die. But anyway, that's happening. There's a fishing tournament. Lots of great stuff going on. So get out and enjoy the Pasco Waterfest this weekend. I'm on my way to a chili cook-off on Sunday.
Nice.
And yes, an all-you-can-eat chili cook-off. I got my Nomex underwear in the mail yesterday from the racing company, so I'm good to go. That'll be a great time at the VFW post on Osceola Drive in Golden Acres. Prizes for best mild, medium, and hot chili, and a $100 prize for the People's Choice chili. I'm not allowed to enter the contest because they fear I would just dominate the whole competition, and of course they don't want that.
That's what it is.
So we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk a little bit with Jason and Nikki's gonna sing for us today here on the show. We try to bring you some live music every week here on So Local Pasco TV. So stay tuned for all of that. And James, how much time have we got? We can go ahead. We're gonna cut.
on.
All right, so welcome back to So Local Pasco TV. We were joking around one point. I'm not even going to tell you what we were talking about when we went off the air. So, Jason, I want you to tell me a little bit about, there are 3 things going on at your endeavor out there in Land O'Lakes. Tell us what they are.
All right, well, Inspire Studios is a music school. We teach children actually starting at age 1 all the way up, how to play musical instruments. And not just be able to play their part, but actually how to perform on stage. Because every month or every other month, we do a student recital where the students get up on stage with either other students or with some of the teachers, and they get to play in a band setting.
Nice.
So it teaches them to perform live. We're also a recording studio. So we can take local bands to national bands that come in and record them, whether it be a single, an EP, a full album.
So a full working recording studio.
Yes.
I had thought of your endeavor as sort of a smaller thing, but it sounds like this is a
full studio.
It's kind of a big deal. You're kind of a big deal.
Well, I like to say I am.
Yes. Well, nobody else does, but you can say
I know,
it.
thank you. Well, you just did. There's 2 of us.
Yeah. So if you need any, an endorsement, Jason Rhodes, kind of a big deal from So Local Pasco.
It actually says that on my card. And then the other thing we are is a venue. So we have at least twice a month we have bands come in. From rock and gospel and country and heavy metal, anything. And we let local bands and touring bands come in and play on our stage.
That's wonderful. Okay, so if somebody wants to book the venue or find out how to get more information about performing in the venue, why don't you give us contact information?
You could either go to inspirestudiosfl.com or you can call area code 352-410-3332. And I'll answer the phone myself, and we can get you booked up.
I'm the same way. I am So Local Pasco, so pretty much there's no receptionist. If you get somebody with a strong Hispanic accent, that's still me. Hello? No, Greg is not here. That's still me. I'm just... All right, now let's talk about your grand opening this weekend. What do you got going on out there?
All right, well, it's actually next weekend.
Saturday. Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Saturday the 27th.
Saturday the 27th. That is next weekend.
And it's from 11 to 3. We have live bands, some wonderful musicians. One of them you're going to get to hear later today. We have a couple bounce houses for the kids. Papa John's is bringing out a bunch of pizzas. Just a good time.
Okay.
Good time.
I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm going to be out there for that. I'm bringing my young nephew with me. He's 15. He plays music. He's very excited about music and musicians. I'm taking him to that and then to a pig roast. I think his head is going to explode. It's just going to be so much fun. So we're really excited to come out there next week. And I want to mention that some guys in a local band here in Newport Richey, Letter of Intent, that's Pat Calabresi, Mike Walzak, Mark Cherkop, and Dave, the drummer. Another guy living under an alias. It's a weird deal. Anyway, they donated a Jay Tercer Les Paul copy to the foundation, so I'll be bringing that out, and hopefully I'll bring those guys out with me. We're really excited that somebody responded. And in mentioning that, let me tell the audience that you have a program that people can donate musical instruments, correct?
Yes.
So if you have a musical instrument in, I'm assuming good working condition.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, if you have musical instruments gathering dust in your house, listen, here's a good thing you can do with them. You can put them to work helping kids learn about music, and that is a critically important thing. Now, I want to spend a minute with Nikki, if you don't mind.
Please.
Because, she's...
I mean, he's kind of a big deal. I hope it's okay.
Oh, yeah, it's okay.
She's working her way up.
We'll adapt to your presence. What I want to ask you some specific things about,
Sure.
You grew up here in town?
I did, yes.
River Ridge High School?
River Ridge High School, yep.
That's the
Born and
Monarchs?
raised in Newport Richey.
Is that right?
We're the Knights.
The Knights. Why did I think
Yes.
Monarchs?
Not
I don't know where
quite
I got
sure.
that. I don't know. I just imagined it.
Butterflies.
Anyway, so you went to River Ridge High School and you are going to PHSC now?
Yes, I am finishing my associate's degree, so I'm going to be finishing up that portion of college and then hopefully going on somewhere else. We'll see where that takes me, but we're not sure yet.
Okay, and your goal then is
Still
a
here.
degree in?
Music production, hopefully.
Okay,
yeah, I'm
that
kind of gearing
sounds-
towards that a little bit.
That's a fascinating idea that there are now music production career paths and college paths.
Yep, absolutely, and I'm really excited about that, so
All right.
hopefully it'll be something new for me.
So aside from your gig with the Inspire Foundation, are you singing out anywhere?
Actually, I haven't done anything recently. My dad is actually helping build this studio up, and we're gonna, once we start with this grand reopening, hopefully I can really get myself back out there again. So
We're going to get you right into a song here because apparently
sweet.
we're getting time
right.
tight. So please tell us what you're going to do.
Sure. I guess I'm gonna sing Carrie Underwood's song. It's a little bit of a back in time kind of one. So I'm gonna sing "Good Girl." I hope that's okay. I hope everybody knows that. Hey, good girl, with your head in the clouds. I bet you I can tell you what you're thinking about. To see a good boy, gonna give you the world, but he's gonna leave you crying with your heart in the dirt. His lips are dripping honey, but he'll sting you like a bee. So lock up all your love and go and throw away the key. Hey, good girl, get out while you can. I know you think you got a good man. Why you gotta be so blind? Won't you open up your eyes? It's just a matter of time till you find he's no good, girl, no good for you. You better get to getting on your goodbye shoes and go, go, go. Better listen to me, he's low, low, low. Hey, good girl, you got a heart of gold. You want a white wedding and a hand you can hold, just like you should, girl, like every good girl does. Want a fairy tale and then somebody to love, but he's really good at lying, yeah, he'll leave you in the dust. Cause when he says forever, well, it don't mean much. Hey, good girl, so good for him. Better back away, honey, you don't know how he's been. Why you gotta be so blind? Won't you open up your eyes? It's just a matter of time till you find he's no good, girl, no good for you. You better get to getting on your goodbye shoes.
Very nice, very nice. I told you I was going to get goosebumps. It always does that to me. James, do we have time for Nikki to? You got time for a second song? You got a second song for us?
Yeah.
Y'all ready for that? Think fast.
Let's see. I've got. I love Carrie Underwood, so I hope it's okay if I do another one.
I think that would be
okay?
fine.
All right. It's gonna be a little bit of a slow one. Mama, you told me to do the right things, so now you have to let your baby fly. You've given me everything that I will need to make it through this crazy thing called life. And I know you watch me grow up and only want what's best for me. And I think I found the answer to your prayers. And he is good, so good. And he treats your little girl like a real man should. He is good, so good. He makes promises he keeps. No, he's never gonna leave. So don't you worry about me. Mama, don't you worry about me.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank
You're
you very much.
welcome.
Now I understand why you brought her along.
See?
Yeah, now I get it. All right, so we're going to go to a break, come back, and we'll close up the show. Thank you very much, Nikki. Thank you very much,
no
Jason,
problem.
for joining us today.
Thank you.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist. Believe me, Dr. B and his worker bees are the best. Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
yesterday and the world is waiting. Move along to the song, singing in your soul. Feel the beat, clap your hands, better take control. All you need, all you want, are you ready to find your way? Cause every day is a new day, and everything's going your way. And you wanna make it last forever. We'll keep it together, cause it keeps getting better. Whoa, whoa.
Welcome back to So Local Pasco and So Local Pasco TV. Look at the wide. That one, right? Yeah, there we Welcome back to So Local Pasco TV, everybody. I am Greg Smithwick, your host. I also do a daily podcast, as you know. Now, for the first time this week, as I mentioned in the open, we took the gear out in the wild and we recorded a segment with a young singer-songwriter from here in, he's not from here, who lives here in Hudson, Florida, named Corey Cottrell. And we're going to cut to that now. James is going to roll tape, and we're going to show Corey playing a couple of songs in our discussion about his amazing life in music. So take it away. Okay, so for the first time, we're out of the studio, out in the wild, as it were. Josh and James have come out tonight to help me put together a little interview segment with a local singer-songwriter named Corey Cottrell. Before we get to Corey, though, let me set where we are. We're at a venue called Gill Dawg in Port Richey. Gill Dawg is a bar, it is a restaurant, it is a live music venue, and there's a really nice park right over here. There's a drum circle on Wednesday evenings here. There's a community and drum circle that gathers here every week. When I was a kid, this area was a central focus of our boating community, and that's definitely in play this week because there's going to be a water fest in the bayou. They're having 3 days of events, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, a poker run where you go to each of the businesses on the bayou, you collect a card, and you build a poker hand. You could win some nice prizes. In that is the Bayou Business Association is who is putting this on. They are raising money for two charities, or one charity and one good public cause. The charity is Fish On, which is a group that takes underprivileged kids fishing, gets them out and about fishing. Great idea. Taking kids fishing is a good thing. And the other one is a beautification fund for the Cody River Bridge that goes across US 19. It's central to all of our identities in Pasco County. You can see it from Grand Boulevard. You can see it from out here on the river. And they are going to I guess they're going to art up the bridge is the plan. And I'm excited to see what the concept is like for that. But Saturday here in the Bayou, central to Gill Dawg, they're going to raft up 1,600 and something boats and try and break a world record for the largest raft up in the world. And charity fishing tournament, lots of great stuff happening at Pasco Waterfest, brought to you by the Bayou Business Association down here in Port Richey and New Port Richey. So that's the commercial part out of the way. They're going to be very happy with me that I mentioned them on the show today. But I wanted to get together with Corey here because Corey plays here quite often. Corey Cottrell, singer-songwriter, known to me locally because I think I saw videos on Facebook. So much of what you do is social media related now. All of you young guys seem to be really good about getting your stuff on Facebook.
It's part of the process now, right? It's almost more than selling CDs or anything like that. Like being able to create a really continuous, ongoing conversation with any fans that we have and whatnot.
Right.
Just commerce now. Everything ends up being people coming out to shows. So most of the stuff that we do is putting stuff online and getting people engaged.
So where are you from originally? You're not from here.
So originally, I am from Yellowknife, Northwest Territories.
Yellowknife, Northwest Territories.
Yes, sir. If anyone's seen Ice Road Truckers, the first
That's-
4 seasons were all that. And my dad was actually the insurance adjuster who did all the
Insuring the loads and the trucks and all that.
right.
stuff.
But he would go basically after the fact, like, doing the claims adjuster.
Claims
like,
adjusting.
and I mean, the trucks never went through the ice as much as they said, but when it did, it's some crazy stuff. For sure.
All right. So how did you end up in Newport Richey, Florida? How does
girl.
that happen to a guy? A girl? That's
Yep.
how I ended up in Canada, funny enough.
There you go. I came down for a holiday and then forgot to leave.
Okay. So you came down here, like I went up there, I married an exotic foreign girl and moved to her homeland is how I ended up in,
Right.
in
Canada
Vancouver
is an exotic
for 8 years.
one. Yeah, right.
So it's like a tropical paradise except with no bananas.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's very few bananas.
All right, so you're going to play a couple of songs for us today. What are you going to play for us?
I was thinking about playing this song that I wrote for my wife called Nerd Love. I basically took every big word and concept that I could think of and crammed it into one song. She's way smarter than I am.
Okay.
Trying to woo her. And if you guys don't mind, I'd like to play a cover just because it's been eating at my brain for a while. It's one of my favorite ones.
Sure.
from that,
So let's have at it.
All right. What's really sad is I play so many songs around town. I'm actually playing here Saturday.
Playing here at Gill Dawg on Saturday.
2 to 6 on Saturday.
2 to 6 on Saturday at Gill Dawg.
Yeah, there
Corey
you go.
Cottrell.
Commercial now over.
Yeah, that's what we do. You didn't think this is all like, artsy fartsy fun stuff, did you?
No, man. It's not my first rodeo. As a
Okay.
But I love what you guys are doing as far as the local podcast. We were actually doing a podcast called The Baboon Room for a little while. We should probably actually start it up again.
Yes, you should.
Basically, like my band and a couple other guys with a bottle of Jameson in a room.
All right. Do you know I have Pasco County's #1 podcast right now?
I did not know that.
I have Pasco County's only podcast right now.
Well, there's
so
that.
There's,
All right. So when we start up, you'll be number 1 and we'll be number 2.
I'll cut you. I'll do it. All right. Play us a song or two.
Comfortable with number 2. Anyway. Let Heisenberg be uncertain, cause my love is sure and still. It's quantum entangled with my love for you. The alpha and the omega, your magnetic north is true. All roads lead to Rome and all light bends to you. And I'm falling into your gravity well. As time slows down, there's just no way to tell how many stars would have to explode. Equal the power of our fusing soul. Do you want to find we need more than advanced mathematics to calculate, extrapolate your seductive genetics? And Cleopatra, the goddess Aphrodite, could not hope to grasp the fractal expression of your beautiful mind. Your simple perfection, exponentially kind. And I'm falling into your gravity well. As time slows down, there's just no way to tell how many stars would have to explode. Equal the power of our fusing soul. Synchronicity, luminosity, the complete defiance of entropy. Einstein's theory of relativity redefined. Cause no girl in this world could hope to come close. The Shakespearean reconstruction of the gentle rose. And I'm falling into your gravity well. As time slows down, there's just no way to tell how many stars would have to explode. Equal the power of our fusing soul. And I'm falling into your gravity well. As time slows down, there's just no way to tell how many stars would have to explode. They equal the power of our fusing soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice, thank you.
No problem.
That's great. Singularly great song there.
Singularly?
I was trying to make a singularity joke. It fell flat. Don't worry about it.
No, hey, the fact that you
Kinda
even tried.
Get sucked into a black hole of humor. I'm going to ask you a question that I'm going to ask. That I try to ask all of the singer-songwriters that I meet. Did you find your musical education were you encouraged or discouraged in school, to musically speaking?
That's a good question. I would have to say that it was effectively ignored. I remember I was in band for a little bit, played giant tenor sax, but it was kind of an afterthought. I didn't pick up the guitar till my first year at university.
Right. So you didn't get a sense that when you were 14 or 15, I could be a musician for a living? Or...
No.
Wow.
No.
Okay. You're going to find that a lot of the people I ask, a few of them will say, yes, I was encouraged early from school, but for the most part, music programs in school just aren't telling kids that they can be musicians.
No, well, I mean nobody in their right mind says, hey, you should be a musician as a job.
But see, that's what I'm on about is why don't we tell kids that they can do that?
You could, and I think especially going forward with the, which is a whole other conversation, but the whole technological unemployment is going to come down like a wave, like for the next 50 years.
Right.
So people are going to have to find something else to do.
Right.
So yeah, no, I think people should absolutely be encouraged to do it. I mean, it's a thankless situation in the beginning. But man, yeah, being able to do this for a living, there's nothing better than it that I can think of.
I'm big on, and one day a musician is going to punch me in the face, but saying, you need room to suck. When you're first starting, you need to be able to play a place and maybe not be that great. And people need to come support you anyway, because that's how you get great, is by going out every day and writing down the bones and making it happen.
Actually, so in Yellowknife as well as Edmonton when I was first getting started, especially Edmonton, there was a huge scene of open mics. Like there was an open mic night, probably 5 nights a week, and that's really where I got started.
Right.
You're meeting a whole bunch of other people that are trying to get moving as well.
Right.
But yeah, I think there's a couple around here that I haven't really seen.
Yes, there are. I can help you with that.
All right, because I'd love to support them. Just because it was so awesome for me to be able to do that on my way up. It'd be cool to kind of get back.
Gonna play another song for us?
No, not.
Okay. Well, I guess we're done.
So I just gotta find this thing here.
You've got about 5 minutes, so.
All right, so quit lollygagging. Oh, you know what? I don't even have it in there. Da-da-da.
What's this one called? What are we playing?
It's called Jolene by Ray LaMontagne.
Familiar.
Yeah. The cocaine flame in my bloodstream. Sold my coat when I hit Spokane. Bought myself a hard pack of cigarettes in the early morning rain. Look at my hands, they don't feel like mine. My eyes been stung with dust, I'm blind. Hold you in my arms one time, lost you just the same. Jolene, I ain't about to go straight. It's too late. I found myself face down in the ditch, a booze in my hair, blood on my lips, a picture of you holding a picture of me, the pocket of my blue jeans. Still don't know what love means. Still don't know what love means. Jolie, la 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 la, Jolie. Been so long since I've seen your face, felt a part of this human race. I've been living out of this here suitcase for way too long. Man needs something he can hold on to, 9-pound hammer or a woman like you. Any one of these things will do. Jolene, I ain't about to go straight. It's too late. I found myself face down in the ditch, booze in my hair, blood on my lips, a picture of you holding a picture of me, the pocket of my blue jeans. I still don't know what love me. I still don't know what love means. Jolene, oh la 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 la, Jolene.
Very nice. Thank you, Corey. Thank you. So Corey's playing here at Gill Dawg Saturday from 2 to 6?
It's true.
2 to 6?
Then my band, Mary Bomb, is actually playing that night at overtime.
Fantastic. All right, well,
Doubleheader.
we want to invite people to look Corey up online. Facebook is your friend, Corey Cottrell, right here in town. That's how I found him. And get out and see some of these local singer-songwriters who are putting it down for you. They're writing songs for their nerdy girlfriends. It's happening all around you every day here in So Local Pasco country. Check in with us on So Local Pasco, the podcast, and solocalpasco.com, and I'll have some information on where you can see Corey out and about in the next couple of days. So thanks for joining us. That's it from Gill Dawg. I'm Greg Smithwick for So Local Pasco TV. Thanks, Corey.
See you. Thanks.
I just I want to be sure and tell you guys how amazing I feel about being able to do this now. Getting out and seeing local musicians, talking to them, learning about their lives, learning about how we can support them, and that's going to be an emphasis, a continuing emphasis on this show. So make sure that you tune in every week. So far, I've done pretty good bringing in folks who can actually play and sing, and we're going to continue to work that trend as we go. So thanks again to Corey Cottrell. Thanks again to the folks at Gill Dawg for letting us sit around on their patio and turn the music down and play around out there for a little while the other night. We really appreciate that. I want to thank, of course, again, Jason Rhodes and Nikki Dermott for coming to join us today from the Inspire Foundation. Nikki will be performing more songs out at the grand opening on next Saturday. That's next Saturday, not tomorrow, next Saturday. We're going to be out for that event, by the way, so if you'd like to drop in and say hi out there in the Land O'Lakes area, look for us at the Inspire Foundation. You can find their information at the address that Jason provided. Of course, because I'm a professional, I didn't write it down, but if you go to So Local Pasco later on in the day today or anytime this weekend, you'll be able to find the information on how to get out there and enjoy that. That's going to do it for me. I want to remind everybody we do a daily podcast, So Local Pasco. You can look for that on solocalpasco.com. Tomorrow, the new music podcast hits with our friends in the band Letter of Intent. And we also do this here TV show, So Local Pasco TV. Who would have thunk it? Every Friday at 3:30 here on WeBeam TV and Tampa Bay Multimedia. So thank you so much for joining me. I am Greg Smithwick, your host. Come back next time and we'll do more So Local Pasco TV. Thanks a lot.